Hello everyone, this is Judith with another video. Yeah, let's see where we are going today. It's like all about giving you an impulse and inspiration along your twin flame journey. And what came up for me, what I was like seeing more clearly for twin flames is that there are two different types of fear, really. And I want to talk about this a little bit and let's see where we are going with that. Yeah, the first type of fear is really the fear that gets triggered within us, within ourselves, right? There are old wounds, and those wounds get triggered, so those are old fears. Maybe we are basically everything is an old fear. That's how can I put it? There are fears that are triggered within us, and we just need to go back, right? That's all we need to do. We need to look, where does this come from? Where did I first feel that fear? And then maybe realize, oh yeah, that was this and this event. Maybe I was in hospital alone when I was a kid. This was extremely frightening, and I stuffed it somewhere, and now I have fear of abandonment, let's say, right? So something like this. And so you go back basically and acknowledge your fear and clear the fear. If you don't know how to do this, I'm here to assist you, right? You find my office in the description box, and you can also take a chance now and send in a question for the free event that I'm hosting on October 31st. Everything you need to know you find in a video that I'm linking here, and you can sign up for my newsletter in the description box, so you will receive the link by end of this month. It's doing the inner work, right? It's all about doing the inner work, and we will do this in this webinar. I will clear the energies with you, and then also address very specific questions that you have. Yeah, so those are old fears, right? And they get, it seems like the quality of that fear, right? How this fear, what it feels like, it always stays the same, right? What kind of a fear it is, it's sometimes it can have so many different qualities about it, right? It can be more panicky, for example. So fear can go into panic, or the famous fight, flight, or freeze, right? How do you react when you are in panic, when you're panicking? This can look very different. But basically it's always the same flavor, but the whole circumstances around, the whole scenery around might be different. So along the journey, it's very important for us to be aware of what we are feeling. This might be tricky for some. And if this resonates, if you have difficulties identifying what you feel and are confused around this, then what I have to offer might be interesting for you. Because that's my journey, right? I transitioned out of being pretty oblivious to what I was feeling most of the time, which didn't mean that I did not feel anything, but when I got triggered, I was hiding those feelings. I was not acknowledging them, right? So they didn't show up clearly, in a very confused way. So yeah, we do not only have to acknowledge those feelings that get triggered, but what we also have to do is we have to look out for the feelings that we are reaching for, and they might not be very familiar. So my channel here is all about like reaching out also into the good feelings, right? Because I can do this together with you here, and that we reach for understanding more, a deeper understanding of this whole journey, and also like, where are we heading? Where are we going? We want to go towards joy. We want to go towards love, towards union, towards peace, this inner peace as well. Acknowledge our freedom, be this free being that we are and that we came to be. And basically, those are all qualities of our union as well. And that's where we meet our twin flame, right? But not by pretending those feelings. We can pretend them just to see what it feels like, and to get a glimpse of what it is. So it's not wrong to play around with those feelings, but not to be confused with really like embodying those feelings. That's where you need to go to be in union, right? So it's a whole process, and we can approach it from different directions. It's fun to discover this, and every one of you will discover different things, right? And that's also juicy. We are finding out, and some people along the way are assisting us, are helping us. I also have a teacher that is assisting me, and where I learned tons. And so to me that is critical, right? It's critical along the journey to not do this on your own. You need assistance by spiritual teachers, right? Or twin flame teachers that even have this expertise and know exactly where you need to go to. And so I want to tell you now about the second fear, right? We've talked about the first type of fear. Now the second type of fear comes up when you have addressed a lot of those other triggers. And now you're stepping into love, you're stepping into peace, you're stepping into this open-hearted place. And that's something that you never knew, right? That's something completely new. That's a place where you have never been before. And it's very unfamiliar, and it can feel very, very scary. Yeah. So, and this might be another kind of fear of stepping into this unknown. And basically how I see it, what helped me to address this in a good way, in a productive way, is to think about it as connection, right? It is this place of connection between you and your twin flame. And it's all about, can you allow connection? Can you allow to receive, right? Because as long as you reject everything, you're safe, right? Because you know exactly, you're not letting those things in. So you're safe. That's the wall you have up. The minute you open the doors, it gets scary, right? Because you don't know what's coming. And so that's another kind of fear, and just to be aware that this is the fear where people say, go for it, even though you are afraid. Yeah, this is a fear where we maybe there is work to do, right? Like of clearing and things, but the thing that I see there most and foremost is go for it. Just prepare yourself to stay open even in the face of triggers, right? To say, okay, trigger, I'm going to deal with all of those triggers. I'm going to address them. I'm going to do the inner work. I'm not going to shut the door. Maybe I need to shut the door a little bit or completely, but I know that I will open that up again and try again, right? It's It's nothing is wrong, as I always say. Just, but that's important to know, that you're like going into the unknown, and this also feels frightening. So yeah, that's the message that wanted to come through today. I wish you a really beautiful day, everyone. And I see you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye, everyone.